And the TSA is expecting to screen more than 28 million travelers during the 4th of July holiday week. That's a 5.5% increase from last year. And as airports prepare for the larger crowds, many passengers may get impatient while waiting to board the flight. So what are they doing? Some are going as far as to requesting a wheelchair in order to get on the plane first. But once they're on the plane, guess what? They can miraculously walk again. They're calling them miracle flights. Joining me now is NewsNation travel editor Peter Greenberg. Peter, explain to me how the wheelchair scam works, because not everyone using a wheelchair really needs one.
Correct. In fact, this goes back to 1986. It's called the Air Carrier Access Act, and it was well-intentioned, basically, that anybody can self-declare that they have a disability and are capable of then eligible for wheelchair assistance. What does wheelchair assistance mean? You can basically get to the counter first, you can get to the gate first, you go through security first, and you board first. The reason why they call them miracle flights, and I've seen this personally on many of my flights, you'll see as many as 30 or 40 people getting wheelchair assistance at the gate and boarding first. Of course, the airline knows that when it lands, so when that plane lands, they're going to need 40 wheelchair assistants. Really? Guess what happens? The plane lands. It's a miracle. They can not only walk, they can run off the plane. And in fact, as one flight attendant told me, it's Jetway Jesus working. Now, that sounds funny. I know you're laughing, but the problem is the people who really do need the help are not necessarily getting it in the way they need it. You know, if you show up at the airport in your own wheelchair, that's one thing. But nobody is right now under the law can ask you or basically make you prove that you have a disability. So that's really where people are getting away with it. And Peter, it's a problem. Yeah.
No, and you're right. And I'm laughing because I've seen it as well. And Peter, you sit there and we know that it's based on an honor system. But if it's based on an honor system, why are we seeing an increase in more passengers taking advantage of it?
For the simple reason of what you just said in the introduction. So many people are flying. Everybody wants to be first. The other thing is this, we've seen this now changing at theme parks. Universal, Disney are now requiring people to register and basically prove they've got a disability before they're going to give them wheelchair access at the parks. And this has cut down on a lot of scamming. The airlines haven't done that yet. The pilots are angry about it. The flight attendants are angry about it. And the airlines are angry about it because it's causing them delays in terms of boarding, not in terms of getting off the plane, but in terms of basically having an on-time performance.
And Peter, I've seen some passengers who do need a wheelchair when we've landed have to wait because there aren't enough wheelchairs available because of people possibly doing the scam that you just talked about. Well, Southwest Airlines was recently called out for giving priority seating to wheelchair fakers. Its current boarding policy is an open seating, first come, first serve system. Do you foresee the airlines changing its policy due to these so-called miracle flights?
Well, there's a strong rumor out there right now that as Southwest Airlines is reconfiguring their planes with new seats, they're going to start upselling front seats with a little bit more legroom. And the minute they do that, that means go away with open seating. That's going to go away. And once that happens, guess who doesn't get priority boarding at that point? So stand by on that one. But we really need an industry change here. Remember the emotional support animal scam? This is the same exact situation where the Department of Transportation had to get directly involved and change the rules as to eligibility before that scam could end.
And Peter, I will admit that I actually shook my head ferociously at someone once. I didn't want to say anything, but when I saw him actually jump up when we landed the flight, I was just like, dude, come on, that's absolutely ridiculous. Peter Greenberg, thank you so much.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.